Chapter 6, Lesson 6, Rational Expressions and Problem Solving. First thing we're going to do in this section is solve equations for specified variables. So in this first example, it wants me to solve for h. So according to my notes from the last slide, I'm going to underline the h as that is the one that I'm trying to get by itself. The first thing I want to do is get rid of this 1/3, and the best way to do that is to multiply by 3 on both sides. Then my 1/3 and my 3 will cancel out, and I'll be given 3v equals pi radius squared times height. And again, height is what I'm trying to get by itself. The pi and the radius squared are both being times, so my opposite would be to divide both sides. So my final equation, h by itself, would be 3 times v over pi r squared. The second one wants me to solve for n. First thing, to get rid of that fraction, I'm going to multiply by 2. So I have 2s equals n times the binomial of a plus l. And again, n is what I'm trying to get by itself. So if I divide by the binomial a plus l, they would cross out, and I would have n by itself equaling 2s divided by the binomial a plus l. And that's the example it wants me to solve for w. The first thing I'm going to do is subtract 2l to both sides. So I have p minus 2l equals 2w. Then to get rid of that 2, I'm going to divide. And so my final answer would be p minus 2l over 2 to equal w. A certain number is subtracted from the numerator and added to the denominator. So I don't know what that number is, but I know that it's subtracted to the top and added to the bottom of the fraction 9 over 19. The new fraction is equivalent or equal to 1/3. So here what I want to do is make common denominators. So I'm going to multiply this one by the binomial 19 plus x and multiply this one by 3. Now that they are the same, I can cross them out. Distributing on the top gives me 27 minus 3x equals 19 plus 1x. Subtract the 1x to both sides gives me negative 4x. 19 minus 27 gives me 8, negative 8. So I have negative 4x equals negative 8. Divide by negative 4, and x would equal 2. The sum of the reciprocals of two consecutive integers is negative 15 over 56. So going back to our consecutive integers, if I don't know what the first number is, it would be x. And if I don't know what the second one is, it would be x plus 1. But it also wants me to do their reciprocals, which are their flipped fractions. So I have 1 over x plus, and I know that I'm plussing because it says the sum, x plus 1, and it says that is negative 15 over 56. So I want to find a common denominator. So I want to multiply this one by x plus 1 and by x. Multiply this one by 56 and x plus 1. And multiply this one by 56 and x. So now that all my denominators are the same, I can cross them out. Distributing here would give me 56x plus 56 plus 56x equals, this would give me x squared plus 1x that I am distributing to my negative 15. So negative 15x squared minus 15x. Adding my 15x squared and my 15x to the left side will let me be able to set this equal to 0 to solve. 56 plus 56 plus 15 is 127. Plus 56 equals 0. Now I had hoped that 15, 56, and 127 would have a greatest common factor, but I don't believe that they do. So this would become a window method. So I'm looking for factors of 840 that add up to 127. $120 and $7. Sign chart says both plus. This has in common X. 120 and 56 have in common 8. This has in common 15x plus 7. So solving these, I would get x equals -8 or x equals -7 over 15. And if I do the reciprocal, 1 over -8 plus 1 over -7, that one works. And if I do -15 over 7 plus, it's reciprocal, it's next integer. Well, it says integers, and integers are whole, negative, and positive numbers. So I know it has to be -8, and the next one in line would be -7. In the United States, 7 out of 25 homes is heated by electricity. At this rate, how many homes in 36,000 community would you predict are heated by electricity? So I can multiply this one by 36,000 and this one by 25. Which gives me 252,000 equals 25x. Divide by 25, and I get x to be 10,000 homes. An F-100 plane and a Toyota truck leave this town at the same sunrise and head for a town 450 miles away. The speed of the plane is 3 times the speed of the truck, and the plane arrives 6 hours ahead of the truck. Find the speed of the truck. So for our miles per hour equations, we need the rate. And the only thing we know about the rate is the plane is 3 times the truck. So I'm going to give the plane 3x and give the truck just x. Times time, which we both know that both of these are 6 hours, equals distance, which is 450 for both of them. So when I distribute on this side, I'm going to get 18x, and on this side, I'm going to get 6x. And I know that the total distance for both of them is going to be 450, so I know that they're going to be equal. Okay, Melissa Scarletti can clean the house in 4 hours, so she can clean one house in 4 hours. Her husband can do the same job, so he can clean one house in 5 hours. How long would it take them to clean the house if they work together? So if they're working together, we're going to add their rates, and we're going to set it equal to one house in X amount of hours. So finding a common denominator would give me 20x. So I'm going to multiply this one by 5x, this one by 4x, and this one by 20. Now that they have all common denominators, we can cross them out. And we have 5x plus 4x equals 20. 9x equals 20. And 20 divided by 9 is 2.2. A local dairy has 3 machines to fill milk cartons. The machines can fill the daily quota in 5 hours, 6 hours, and 7.5. Find how long it takes to fill the daily quota if all 3 machines are running. So 1 over 5, 1 over 6, 1 over 7.5 equals 1 over x. And my common denominator is going to be, I'm just going to do 5 times 6 times 7.5. 225. So this one, to get to 225, would be 45x. 225 divided by 6. This would be 37.5x. 225 divided by 7.5. And 30x. And then this one would be 225. So I've got 45x plus 37.5x plus 30x equals 112.5x to 225. 225 divided by 112.5 equals 2 hours.